Hi, Hope. Hi, Laurie.
Hi.
Good
This is
morning.
our first Happy Gut social. We're going to be making sauerkraut. So everybody ready with their ingredients?
I'm
I think we
ready.
are.
Okay, I guess we can go over the ingredients and why we're doing this. So the main ingredient is cabbage. You can have white or purple cabbage. Purple cabbage does have 10 times more vitamin C, so you're going to get more bang for your buck here nutritionally with purple cabbage. And then I have apple, carrots, onions, cranberries. Do any of you have something different that you're putting in yours?
I have carrot, apple, onion, and pear.
Ooh, that's going to be
Oh, okay. I also have some ginger, so
oh
I'm going to see how that. Well, I've
Yeah,
never
I
used
liked
it.
your idea with the ginger because I don't have any fennel, so I'm going to put ginger in.
oh yeah,
Okay.
I have fennel too and caraway. Do you have any herbs you're putting in yours?
I don't. I was not even thinking about that. I don't have either of those.
You can always just grab whatever you have in your kitchen.
Mm,
It doesn't have to be a certain thing.
okay. Let me think. Something to go with the browns.
And then I also have
I have
garlic.
some cardamom. That might work, or coriander. I might put some coriander in.
Oh yeah, that would be really flavorful. Even oregano
And
or
I do
something.
have cardamom too.
Oh, that would be so tasty. I love cardamom.
And it's so beneficial for your anti-inflammation too.
Right. Okay, so we're going to get to start chopping. I have 3 large mason jars here, and I'm ambitious, but I have one as a backup because I've made sauerkraut before and then I haven't had enough jars ready. And something you're going to want to do is leave about an inch at the top, maybe this
Mhm.
Okay.
much, so we can press it down and cover it with brine. So, some interesting facts about sauerkraut is that not sauerkraut in general, but good bacteria. We need good bacteria in our body, in our intestines. It actually helps with weight, moderating weight. If people have a weight issue, it's a really good way to regulate your digestion and help to decrease fat around the belly. And our bodies have 2 to 5 pounds of good bacteria in our gut, and we need to keep it in balance. And it helps us to absorb nutrients more effectively. When we absorb nutrients more effectively, we're going to feel satiated, we're going to be healthy and feel good. So this is all about having a happy gut. So I'm going to get to chopping. And Hope, you've said you've made sauerkraut before as well?
I have. I've never added any other vegetable or basically I've only done just cabbage, salt. And so I've never made the brine like we are doing today. Um, so that's a little bit new to me. I take that back. I've done
Don't worry.
jalapenos and I've done carrot sticks
That sounds good.
with a brine, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a formula for it, so I was really winging it.
Okay.
Earlier, you asked if I had issues with it molding or anything growing in it that didn't look right, and I
Uh-huh.
have. So, do you think that that was because I didn't have enough salt?
Probably. Yeah. If you don't have it salty enough, it's not going to preserve it. I've had that happen too, which is really
Okay.
disappointing to have a whole jar turn moldy at the top. And I
Hmm.
know some people eat it still, but I just can't get myself to eat it
Once
once
you
that
see
happens.
something. Well,
Yeah.
I wondered if because I have had it do that, and I took off the top and made sure it was submerged for the rest of the fermentation time. But I don't know if it was because I mentally thought this
Maybe
or
you
if
need
it
to
just affected the taste of the rest of the jar. And I
Oh,
think it did. It just kind of had a
probably.
little. off, little like not
Oh,
not quite right, not bad, but
yeah.
like something's not quite right.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah,
Mhm.
I've never been that brave to do that. So that's good to hear that. Eat that. Let me, this is kind of noisy, this chopping. I'm going to chop this
Okay.
quick.
Well, I am chopping old school with a knife, so
Okay.
so your chopping is not going to be loud compared to what I'm trying to do mine quietly and not
Okay.
hit the cutting board.
So this is also good. Sauerkraut is really great if you have digestive issues. Like it helps prevent IBS
Okay.
and H. pylori and these type of things. This is when the bad bacteria takes over. So incorporating sauerkraut really helps to bring back that balance.
So what was the second condition you mentioned?
H.
IBS and
pylori, like
what is
H.
that?
pylori is another. I believe it helps with that too because that's a bad bacteria. I have family members that
Okay.
have overgrowth of that, and that's usually when. I mean, it's a little complicated, but there's a lot of information about it. It's when you're not producing enough stomach acid, the bad bacteria takes over, but you're also not getting enough good bacteria. That's the layperson's way of describing it. So really,
Okay.
just
So then,
good bacteria is
mhm.
going
Can I ask you another question then? When we have issues with indigestion,
to.
you know, and you're like you feel like you're tasting acid.
Yeah.
But if you taste or if you drink something like pickle juice or fermentation brine and it
Mhm.
helps with that, is that kind of similar to what that is? Like maybe it's because your stomach acid is low?
Right.
Okay.
And the LES, that book I shared in our chat, Why Stomach Acid is Good for You, explains
Mhm.
that LES, it's like a little valve at the top, gets
Oh,
weak.
okay.
And it's actually letting things come up. And it doesn't mean that
Okay.
you have excess stomach acid. It just means it's gotten very weak. So you
Okay.
can take in the sauerkraut and the brine and the
Hmm.
ferments that will help. But it's also when we had that chat about the bitters, just getting your body to produce stomach acid, starting out
Hmm.
with bitters. And I actually don't know if sauerkraut gets that action going. Like I don't know if it acts as a bitter,
I don't know.
which would be good
Okay.
to investigate. It's going to help you get rid of belly fat if that's an issue. Just getting this good bacteria in check. I had my aunt, I gave her sauerkraut a few years ago. Was it sauerkraut? It was a ferment of some sort. And she said her sugar cravings went away.
Oh,
So,
wow.
That
right.
makes sense.
And she loves her desserts. And then she stopped eating it and her sugar cravings came back. So,
Interesting.
yeah.
I wonder, because we are mature women, if your just all the hormone changes you go through with menopause and the changes that result in that, does that affect your gut health? Um, which
Yes,
I
it
mean,
does.
obviously, if you stay on it, it will.
Yes. When you
Okay.
get older, because just like the LES, which is your sphincter to your esophagus,
Hmm.
starts malfunctioning, you start to need to eat smaller bites so that it'll close because it gets to where it's not working as well just because of age.
Hmm.
And your gut changes too because if you're not digesting well, or if you have a hiatal hernia, which LES can lead to a hiatal hernia,
Okay.
um, then your stomach can start getting paralyzed,
Mm,
meaning because you're not
Wow.
it's not being able to function well if you don't have enough acid, or if you're people like my husband who has been on omeprazole forever because he did get H. pylori and he does have a hiatal hernia. So
Mm.
I've seen a difference with his gut. He's having a hard time losing weight. I'm hoping that by making the sauerkraut will naturally help. And vinegar is showed to help a lot of that too. So you got your two schools of thought. You've got your medical that says, oh, it's too much acid. But in reality, when I saw another doctor and I can't remember his name, ladies, but he was in the proponent of, are we really producing too much acid, or we do not
Not
have
enough.
enough acid?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's when he said he recommended apple cider vinegar, but you also have to be careful because you're introducing an acid into an acid base already. So you don't want to overdo the acid. So it's kind of like you're shooting in the dark because the research isn't as in depth on the lack of acid. It's more in depth on the high acid.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. So it
And
seems like the sauerkraut would be a good, gentle way to increase.
it is a good gentle way because it's
Mhm.
fermented and you're not going to get you can't overdo sauerkraut because when you get
Right.
done, you get done.
Uh-huh.
Unlike drinking apple cider vinegar, if you drink too much of it and don't drink enough water, then you're putting too much acid in your system.
Right.
Then
Yeah.
you
It
can
seems
become
like
hypotonic.
it seems like the liquid too would, like, if your body doesn't use it, it just is going to get flushed through. Where the sauerkraut is going to sit on your stomach, and your stomach's going to have to work on that.
Hmm.
Well, and then not only that, the other problem that you have in aging is the absorption. Where does the absorption happen in our gut? The
In
small
our small
intestine.
intestine.
Uh-huh.
That's where a lot of elderly have a lot of blockages is in
Mhm.
the small intestine because if we're not chewing well enough, there's not enough of the mechanical making
Mm-hmm.
the chyme that the stomach takes and churns into even
Mhm.
smaller pureed like, and it goes through the small intestine first and then the large intestine, and the large intestine's job is to absorb the water and make the fecal material the waste that we get out. The problem is in the elderly and as we age, because we're not doing that and we don't have good gut health,
Mm-hmm.
then
Mhm.
we end up getting backup systems and we end up having diarrhea. What happens with the loose stools is it's coming from where? The small intestine. What is the
Mhm.
small intestine supposed to do? Absorb the nutrients. That's why we have a lot of elderly that have nutritional based malnutrition
So
because we're not
sauerkraut would be good for them.
very good for them. But
Oh,
how
that
often do we feed them sauerkraut?
we don't. I just had an
Mm-mm.
idea like to go to,
Because
I don't know if
because
they would
I'll tell you
accept it, but
why.
like, what was that?
Because I'll tell you why. Because people are afraid because they consider it a gas
Right.
issue. Well, if your gut, yes, it's going to produce gas at first, but you want that gas because it means that your gut is working. And if your
Mhm.
gut works better, the gas will subside.
That's
Mm-hmm.
the balancing of the good and bad bacteria happening, and soon
Yes.
that will subside. Right. That's so
But
interesting.
because of our traditional medicine, and I hate saying that, I'm saying that loosely, because
Mm-hmm.
the alternate medicine is actually the traditional medicine because it's
Right.
been around a heck of a lot longer than traditional medicine. Okay.
Yeah.
I call it conventional medicine.
Conventional.
Okay, we can do that. Conventional medicine. I like that term better because I do have a problem with calling it traditional. In conventional medicine, they worry about the gas because it causes a smell until it
Mm-hmm.
subsides. And oh my God, we can't have smells.
Right.
And it's like, the gut's working fine.
Mm-hmm.
And so what do? We stop giving them gassy foods,
Mhm.
which are good for their health. And then what do? We throw antacids and gas X at them.
Metamucil. Yeah, big.
And most of them have what? Aluminum in them
Mhm.
and a not a good grade of magnesium.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, my
And
mom
then
used
we
to take
wonder
that
why
a lot.
their magnesium levels are rising when we take
Uh-huh.
their labs. They'll have
Mm-hmm.
high magnesium. Oh, we got to stop the magnesium.
Wow.
Well, stop giving them some medicine that has magnesium in it, and then we could level it out.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, I have a question on carrots. Um, what would be like? I am doing. Do I want the texture of everything I'm putting in my sauerkraut to be similar? Like, should I shred this, or what I often do is use a peeler and just peel it, and then chop the peeling. Do I want it to be similar in size
I
to
think
the
it
other?
matters on the variety that you want. It's kind of a
Okay.
personal thing.
Okay. I
And do
think I'm
you
gonna
want it?
go and shave
It's
it
all
down.
going to get soft eventually, but it'll
Uh-huh.
take a while, like with
Right.
sauerkraut. And I was going to mention what Laurie said about the digestion. When you do it smaller, like for an older person or anyone, but especially an older person, you're already pre-digesting it by they're not going to have to chew as much, is what I'm saying. So that's
Okay.
Right.
going to help them digest it better when it gets into their intestines. This is my last piece of cabbage. That was really interesting, Laurie. Thank you for sharing that.
You're
Yeah.
very
You work
welcome.
with the
Well,
older.
I've had to learn about a lot about the gut because those are the questions that my field is long-term medicine, so
Yeah,
geriatrics, and so we get what do we get focused on after 55? Our poop. And
right.
it gets worse at 60 and then it's 65 and it's 70 and 75 and if they don't have good gut
Yeah.
health and they are fixated on it and they go between being constipated to diarrhea.
Yes, that was like, God bless them both, but my mother and my mother-in-law, that was the main topic of conversation. And I was
Honey
like, is
child,
this?
it is a main topic on all of them, even
Oh
when they're
my,
demented, even when they have
oh,
dementia, they're focused on it
we
too.
gotta change that. That shouldn't be the main topic.
Okay, ladies, let's make a little
Continue.
pact here. We're not going to quit eating our ferments.
I know, right?
So in my day, and if I'm on the med cart, the first thing they ask me is, can I have my Miralax now? Or can I have Senna? Instead of
Oh,
saying, hey, can you hold the Senna? I'm going to see if they'll give me some cabbage today.
yes. And would that be something that would be allowed? Like if I took one of my jars down to a geriatric home? No, huh? No, that's a
They'd be
shame.
scared to death of it.
Oh,
Because it wasn't done in a controlled environment. It's more, it has to do with the regulations that are set by the feds.
so
Now,
maybe, yeah, maybe I should just my neighbors who are getting that age to start taking
Yes,
them sauerkraut.
mhm.
yes,
So
yes.
let me ask you, um, Lisa, you're in California, right?
Right.
And Lori, you are where?
Colorado, Pueblo.
Okay. So do you guys have like what is considered cottage food laws or whatever in
We
your
do.
state?
We do
Okay.
here. Yeah.
Well, I went to take a class offered here in Alabama, and I thought it was an informational thing. Well, it turns out it was this is how you do it. At the end of the class, we took a test, and so I'm certified now. I can participate in under that law, and now I'm certified. But ferments were one thing that you can sell inside the state, but it does have to be tested by the local health department to make
Mhm.
sure that your ratios are right.
I
So
may
I
have
just wanted
that. I don't know about Colorado.
to. Okay.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I had no idea. I thought I was actually thinking about just like baked goods and things like that, and it turns out baked goods, canned goods, and ferments were all included under the same law.
Oh, that's interesting.
It is,
So
but I
somebody
still
comes
would
by and
be.
tests it.
Yes, I was about to
Oh,
say I still would be a little nervous with ferments. If I mess it up in my kitchen, that's one thing. But if have sold it to somebody else, I'm not
Yeah.
super
you might
confident
want
in
to have
that.
like the LLC and all that protection.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or we could just keep teaching people how to do it.
that too, and just give it away as gifts. Get people.
Yes,
I'm gonna cut up my onion. I'm gonna put
Give
it
it away
aside.
as gifts and teach them how to make it.
Right.
exactly.
When
I
they
used
go,
to
oh,
have a
that's better than the store bought.
It
exactly.
is.
I had a class of little children I was teaching during doing cooking classes for, and they all learned how to make sauerkraut. So I think we need to teach them young. So it's just one of those things they do.
Yeah, my daughter we have a camp background, but I, we worked in camp together, but she's the one who has a degree in it. And she's no longer directing a summer camp, but one of the things that she got involved in while she was doing that was teaching cooking classes to kids.
Oh,
And it was the first summer she did it, they like had very low expectations, but it turned out to be one of the most popular. Like every class that she taught was completely full, and so she's continued it, and now she teaches cooking classes. That now that she's a mom, she still does this once a week and teaches all kinds of stuff. And I love that these kids are learning. They're learning things that I didn't even learn because I grew up in a, you know, mac and cheese, hamburger helper, like all the easy stuff that our parents or our moms took advantage of, which they were being smart at the time and using modern stuff and working smarter, not harder. But they had no idea what we were going to miss out on by not learning those skills that our grandmothers had. And I think a lot of it got lost with even our grandmothers, I think, first started kind of chiming into all the shortcuts. But I just think it's beautiful to see children today going back and learning the things that we didn't learn, you know.
Yeah, I think so too. Are you putting apple in yours?
I
Anybody
think
putting apple?
I'm putting apple
Laurie
in
is.
Okay. I'm going to try this chop here. It's this French fry cut. This is really good if you want kids to eat the sauerkraut. Put some apples in it.
And have them help you make it.
Right. That onion is giving me tears. That's the Ellison. That is the good stuff, actually. It is.
Oh, really?
Ellison in your body. It helps boost your immune system. It also makes you cry.
I thought it was the sulfuric.
Is it that? Maybe it's a combination.
I bet.
I just know I can't record a video and chop onions at the same time.
I'm done. I'm glad I'm done shopping. So
that makes perfect sense, ladies. You'll be crying today.
I'm getting my brine in place. This is exciting. Getting there. I'm gonna chop up some garlic.
This ginger smells so good.
I don't think I have ginger. I'll do it next time. There was so many people at the grocery store. I was just trying to navigate my way through. I went and got my turkey because I heard your voice in my head. Hurry up and get your turkey.
Get that turkey.
I've done that before where I wait too long and there's nothing left. So
I've seen that happen, and so I was determined not to let it happen. But just a few years ago, we discovered that in our area we had one grocery store that was selling turkeys for 49 cents a pound. I don't remember it being before Thanksgiving, but between Thanksgiving and whenever they would run out of them, we would go by and get two, and then we'd go again and get two more, and just have turkeys in the freezer throughout the year. And we've utilized it a lot.
That's a good idea. Having it in the freezer. Okay. You had talked about hormones a little bit, Laurie. I had learned some information that it does help regulate hormones. I don't know the nitty gritty of it, but sauerkraut will help regulate the hormones.
That's cool.
How that affects menopause and perimenopause and all the stages. I'm sure it can only help.
Well, I wish I would have known that when I was in menopause. I'm past it. I was mechanical in 94. I had my ovaries, and they finally crashed at 50.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm on the tail. I mean, I'm out of it, I think. I don't even know what the stages are. Like when does one start and one stop? But I know I'm done with that. So
Yeah. Well, I've noticed I've been done for maybe 2 years,
uh-huh.
but just recently started having issues with weight gain. And, the last thing I want is a doctor to prescribe some kind of hormone, anything. But I have slipped out of being regular with the ferments, and so I'm hoping that I will see some positive changes. So
Oh, I think it
maybe
will.
that will be an ongoing thing.
Yeah. Maybe we can do these happy gut socials ongoing. Just make it something that we get used to doing, putting it in the
Hmm.
practice.
Right.
I actually think this is only going to go into 2 bowls, even though it looks like a lot. I don't think it's going to fill, or I mean, 2 jars. And I was also learning that the good bacteria, because of the sauerkraut, eating sauerkraut, you get more good bacteria. It improves brain health as well, which could really be good for everyone, but especially seniors. So
Yep.
just to get that clarity, because there's that gut-brain connection.
Yes.
And 92% of serotonin is produced in your gut. So it's a great natural antidepressant,
Hmm.
especially during the holidays and the winter, the dark times, shorter
So,
days.
should we add a side of sauerkraut to the table Thursday?
Yeah,
That would be a good
yeah.
idea.
For those people that can't digest as well either, because
Hmm.
that would be really good. I'm going to start filling my
Okay.
jars. I'm just maybe
So
one.
once we have our mixture, we're just going to start filling.
Yeah, I'm going to I put some cabbage and apples in one. Actually, I think it is going to be 3 jars. It looks like a lot. This onion is going to be really good. I think
What kind of onion did you use?
I used a white onion.
Hmm.
What kind do you have?
I don't have onion in mine.
Oh, okay.
You have yellow?
But you
Yeah.
have garlic, right? I think.
I do. I
I'm
have
going to
garlic
add
and
garlic.
ginger.
Garlic and ginger and apple cider vinegar sound wonderful. Sounds like a good mix.
Okay, this is definitely going to fit 3 jars. I always make too much. I overestimate how much it's going to be. So it's going to go down a lot when it starts fermenting. So right now I have about an inch. I think I'm going to put a little bit more.
How long does it take to ferment?
What would you say? Maybe like a week or 2?
Oh,
I would
nice.
say
What
10
do you
days to, it depends. I've done 30 days and it turned out great, but I've also done 10 days and it was still really good too. So, I will sometimes just like let it go a week or two and then taste it. And if it's too strong or still too salty tasting or something, then I'll just like leave it sitting out a little bit longer. But this
And
is
what do you
a,
put the herbs in? What do you just put them at the top? I just took some out because I forgot to put my fennel and
mhm.
away. Do you just put them at a certain level, or what do you do?
I don't typically put herbs in mine, or I have not yet. So I'm still learning and trying new things. So in this batch, I put my garlic and my ginger. I just mixed it in because I chopped it kind of small.
Okay,
And I will see. Now,
I'm
are
gonna.
you packing yours down when you add a brine to it? Do you pack it down?
I do, yeah, because
Okay.
it's gonna be a lot of liquid if I don't do that,
Hmm.
because it's gonna reduce a bit. I decided to put my herbs in the mixture.
Okay.
I've never made sauerkraut, the whole process on video, so I'm kind of figuring out how to do this.
I've definitely not done this either. What happened?
I had to take a step back from my onion. Woo-hoo.
Oh, I know, right? There's some tricks with onion. Do you know some of those? Like if you put like a sponge near you, it'll help. A wet sponge.
No.
There's some tricks I've learned recently.
I need to learn some of those because I have issues. I always end up crying.
It just depends on how strong the onion is, and this one's strong. Woo!
Mm-hmm.
It's clearing my sinuses, girls. It's like having horseradish.
And now pulling. Oh, I forgot my cranberries. Something. I'm going to put a few on top.
I might do that too.
I'm excited about these cranberries. It's so good for your UTI health. I've really loved cranberries now that I am post-menopause. Just help keep things cleared out in the UTI system.
I think if I put the cranberries on the top and I don't like them, then it won't have affected everything. I'm probably going to be really disappointed, though, if I do like them, but I didn't put more in it.
They might be really delicious once they soften up.
Mm-hmm.
I put goji berries in my tea when I have goji berries, and they're actually really delightful to, like, when I'm drinking my tea and then I come upon a goji berry. Mm-hmm. I call it like my healthy boba drink because those are so unhealthy. So it's my version of that.
Well, speaking of unhealthy, have you seen the viral videos of people taking their fresh cranberries and they soak them like in orange juice or something, mm-hmm. and then they take them out and they like toss them in powdered sugar and they put them in the oven for just a few minutes, but it's like candy. Like when they pop them in their mouth, it just like pops and you can hear it on the video. Which it sounds really cool, but I'm like, oh, but it's just surrounded with powdered sugar. I mean, it's just, oh.
I haven't heard of that. I'll have to look that up. Sounds interesting. Oh, it's perfect.
That's what all the kids are doing now.
That's kind of healthy.
Well, no, you start off with something, fresh.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this worked out perfect. All the
So we ended up with
filled 3 jars. 3 large mason jars. Now I got a lot of onion left over, so I'm gonna.
So just for reference in the future, for me anyway, I did half a head of cabbage, and I had a tiny bit left over, but I also did add in carrots, so that took up some of the space, and then I added cranberries to the top. But a half a head of cabbage gave me a 1-quart jar.
Okay. Yeah, I did 3/4 of a head of cabbage.
Okay.
And I might have to take some off the top because they're really full, but I'm going to see if I can just press them down.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think too, it will also depend on like how dense your cabbage is. This was not a super dense head of cabbage. Because there's still some like airspace in there.
Yeah. So. Let me see that airspace. That's interesting. It was. Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I cut the core out, but I still have. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
those are beautiful.
Thank you. Can I see yours?
The cabbage or the jar?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty.
So just regular white or green, whatever you call it, with carrots, garlic, and ginger, with a few cranberries on the top, because I'm experimenting with that one.
Yeah. Next, we're going to pour the brine in. And where do you usually store yours, Hope?
I typically leave mine sitting out on my kitchen counter.
You don't put it in the dark?
I don't. So should I?
I've heard that putting it in the dark can accelerate the process.
Yeah,
I usually put mine in my cabinet.
Okay.
I put it on a plate because I've had times where it's bubbled over and it got my cabinet purple.
Uh-huh.
So I always put it on a cake. Yeah, that's what I've read. Have you? I think it's the dark bacteria flourishes.
I have one of those kraut, ceramic kraut things that are huge.
Okay.
But
And they're solid, right?
Yeah. I haven't done that method. I've been wanting to. But it did say when I did do some research that they wanted it in the dark. So I have it stored down in my pantry.
Oh, okay. Well, that would probably make mine a little more successful.
Maybe we can make it faster. Maybe it would reduce the time that you have to wait.
Uh-huh.
Just going to clean this little mess up here. All right. Did you put your brine in yet?
I didn't.
On it.
Okay. Are we going to do it all together?
We can.
The salt went to the bottom, so I'm stirring it up a bit.
I know. I saw
probably need to do the
bottom too.
Now, I know you said non-iodized salt. What kind of salt are y'all using?
I'm using real salt, that brand Real Salt. But I think any salt that's just not iodized, because it's like you were saying with the fluoride, it disrupts the fermentation process. It's the same thing that I've read with the iodine.
Okay.
It can disrupt that. So.
I have been using pink Himalayan salt for the past couple of years, and that's what I'm using today.
This is so exciting.
Well, ladies, I have more than 3 jars.
Okay.
I did make enough brine for 3 jars. So I've got to wash jars because I only have 3 jars clean.
Okay, go ahead. That's a good problem.
Well, what I'm going to do, because I've got to clean up my mess first, I'm going to get off the call because when do you put the leaf on top? Right now?
No, put the liquid in and then wait, let's see.
I got the liquid in.
The whole purpose of the leaf is to keep everything below from being exposed so that it doesn't get moldy. And
so you're not putting a lid on it, you're putting a leaf on it?
A leaf, then a lid.
Oh,
then you're going to put one of these mason jar lids on top. And then it's going to start pushing out when the bacteria starts growing. It'll bubble up here on the lid.
I also use a glass weight for keeping everything submerged.
So that could take the place of the cabbage leaf?
Well, I'm putting the cabbage leaves in because my experience with these so far has been that, especially when you have like the cabbage small shred, sometimes they'll still pop up.
Yeah.
So I have my leaves on, and then I'm putting a weight in it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to make sure that there's enough water to, well, not water, but brine. It's pretty much there. It's like right at the edge. And it's ready for the lid, I guess.
I'm starting to pour mine in.
And then you said you put yours in a cake pan because it tends to ferment up?
Cake pan. Who said that?
Or when you put them in the storage?
I put them on a plate. You can put them in anything to capture any fluids that start coming out the top.
Gotcha.
That's why we leave an inch on top.
Right.
So that maybe it won't do that. It won't bubble over. I overfilled a few jars in the past. That's why that happened.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'm going to jump off because I don't have any more room to work. This has been fun.
Okay.
It has been fun.
The computer's in my way, so it was nice seeing you all, Hope, and Lisa. It was great.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Thank you for sharing all that great information.
Yes, all this information's been great. So
Wonderful.
you guys have a great day, and I'll look forward to watching the recording.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye, Laurie.
Perfect.
And I have a little, I think mine went a little high. I think I can probably pour some of the brine out because it's too liquidy at top. And I don't want it
Okay.
that liquidy, so I'm going to just pour a
Mhm.
little out. So I have extra brine. Sometimes what I'll do is put it in the fridge in a mason jar and just use it maybe next
Mhm.
week.
Uh-huh.
So,
I have seen people, like sometimes they'll check their ferments, and if it looks like it doesn't have enough liquid, you can come back and add a little bit more to it. I've
oh, that's
never had mine get too low,
mm-hmm.
but I guess it depends on where you are. Like, you know.
Yeah. I like the fermented brine. It's really good, like just to drink it.
Hmm.
So it's good to have a little extra. So I'm gonna put my leaves on top. I think I'm ready for that. Did you pour yours in already? Did you
I
finish?
did. Yeah, I'm finished, and
All
it's
right.
right. You know what? I think now that I can see the line, it is a little bit low, a little bit below that weight. I think that we need to plan to do another session like at the 2 week mark or 10 days or something like that.
Yeah,
And we
that's a
all
good
open together and taste them and see what we think.
right. That's a great idea. I like that.
Mm.
Okay, I think mine's good now. I'm gonna get all this in here so I don't waste any. And I like seeing it too when I did that little video where you can see it like going, everything's alive at some point,
Hmm.
moving. It's really cool. It's a good science experiment for kids too to see that, and for adults to see that change. Okay. Oh, and another thing is you want to make sure, I'm sure you know this because you've made it, but to
Hmm.
make sure the rim is dry on
Oh,
your,
uh-huh.
a friend who taught me first how to make sauerkraut told me to do that to minimize the mold growing.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, so I'm just going to dry it in here.
I have not been careful about that in the past.
I kind of got careless a few times a few years ago, and then I did get the moldy
Mm.
jar. So it's kind of a bummer when that happens. So I try to do all these precautions so that it will not do that. And so that lactobacillus is going to convert the sugars in the cabbage to lactic acid.
Okay.
So that's the science of it. And it tastes good.
Hmm. No, I was just going to say, as we were talking about digestion and weight, um, the times that I have, I mean, I find this to be true with any time I'm eating anything. Like the more variety you have in your meal, like a little bit of different things,
Uh-huh.
especially if one of those is fermented vegetables, um, the more satiated I feel with less food.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the variety or if it's the items that are in the variety, but
Well, also
I'm
the
looking forward.
well, variety is one thing, but if you're including the fermented food, it's helping to absorb more nutrients, and that's what satiates
That's
us.
probably key. Uh-huh.
I think there's kind
Really
of a
good.
disconnect in modern times thinking eat more, get full, but it's actually eat more nutrients and then you're satiated. We actually
Right.
don't need that much food to feel full. And because we have receptors in our belly and it'll tell us when our body is satiated. So if, for
Hmm.
example, like that bag of chips, have you ever eaten a big bag of chips? There's no nutrition. So that's why we keep going for one more chip, one more chip. There's no nutrition. But when
Hmm.
something's nutritionally dense, then we are satiated. Our bodies are like, okay, I got what I need. You gave me the fuel I need.
So if you don't have variety, like let's just say, even if you're eating something has that is nutritious, but you're
Mm-hmm.
not covering like all the bases, like your body is craving something. And if
Mm-hmm.
you're not feeding it that, then you're going to keep eating more and more of whatever you're offering it. It's like, I'm not satisfied yet. but maybe what you're eating is not what you need to get satisfied.